Jack Ebling here with Lindsay Huddleston. We are coming to you live from Harrison Roadhouse before the Drive with Jack, and it's another Press Pass preview. Looking forward to that, and we have you on Press Pass this week, right?
Yes, this will be the day. I look forward to Sunday coming there. We can talk about what happened at the game against Eastern Michigan when they come to town.
Yeah.
And then see you guys on Sunday. That'd be great.
Eastern Michigan, very interesting team. People would not know they're 9-1.
Wow.
They would not know that they have one of the best defenses in the country. They're only allowing 57.1 points per game.
You think that can extend to Saturday?
Well, they're going to try. They're going to try to hold Michigan State down, and I don't think Michigan State will get a lot of points in the running game. So they're going to have to be efficient in the half court, more efficient than the Spartans were in long stretches last night at Northwestern.
Yeah, just checking in on that game. You saw them up by 10 at the half and winning with a margin of 5 points. Are we going to see more of those type of games throughout the Big Ten?
Yeah, I think so. I think there's more parity than anyone imagined. You're going to find a lot of games that are close. You're going to find a lot of games that are maybe ugly to some people. Michigan State with twice as many turnovers as Northwestern. But the big thing, the reason that the Spartans were able to win and become the first Big Ten road team to win in the conference game, because they had a 48-24 edge in rebounds.
Wow. Rebound is everything.
It is to Tom Izzo.
Right.
And it's been a staple of his program since 1995.
Sure.
Some teams know that, and they gear everything toward trying to negate that advantage for Michigan State. But it's easier said than done.
Easier said than done, especially when you got guys in there committed, focused on that. I remember we talked to Xavier Tillman after the game against Oakland, and he talked about playing smarter, not to pick up fouls. And I use that as an example that if the emphasis is on getting the rebounds, a player like Xavier Tillman is going to be a leader for the rest of the team to follow suit and get the outcome that they need.
Exactly. And Cassius Winston looked a little more comfortable last night. He's going to have days where he is and days where he probably is not. And last night was a good day, a good night for Cassius Winston. Xavier Tillman, another double-double. But Aaron Henry seems to be the guy who is up and down. Last night, 1 for 9 from the field, 6 turnovers. He did rebound the ball well. He defended. He did some other things. He had 5 assists. But his play has to become more consistent for Michigan State to get anywhere close to where they want to get.
You know, I wonder if his outstanding play last year in the tournament was an anomaly in the sense that we saw something and we said this is what we want to see, but he's not at that point that he can consistently do that.
No, and you're going to find games where, hey, Aaron Henry wins the game for them. You're also going to find games where you better have something else.
Right. I think that something else is about empowering the rest of the team to step up and be ready. I remember Julius Marble also said after the game against Oakland that Coach Izzo said that be ready in the second half to go back. So we got those other players kind of already knowing that they're going to be contributing that can help have them ready to go.
I think so. I think that Michigan State, with these next 2 games against Eastern Michigan and then Western Michigan, a week from Sunday, that would be the 29th, going to have to do some things and get ready, because when the Big Ten season resumes in January, they have 3 straight home games. Against Illinois, that will not be easy with the ball pressure.
Not at all.
Michigan coming in, playing better than anyone envisioned. Then Minnesota. You say, well, they can win all 3 of those games. They have to win all 3 of those games. Because if they don't, now they have not held serve. And only Northwestern has not done that. Only home team to lose. Plus, Michigan State's going to have to play a lot of road games the rest of the way then. If 4 of their first 5 league games are at home, it's going to balance out. They're going to be 10-10 by the end of the year.
I mean, the short story is the Big Ten is no joke this season from top to bottom. There's always going to be a team scrapping, working hard. We saw that early on when Rutgers came to town. People assumed that the Rutgers basketball team would lay down just like football. That's not the case, and that's going to be the story to tell throughout the Big Ten this season, with Michigan State having the biggest targets on his back probably.
Rutgers beat Seton Hall by 20.
Wow.
And we saw what Penn State did to Maryland.
Right.
So there are a lot of teams that have not normally been in the discussion of being an NCAA tournament team. Mm-hmm. They are now.
Mm-hmm. Time to talk about it.
Yeah, time to think that, who's not going to be? Maybe Northwestern, Nebraska, maybe 3 or 4 teams, but the 10 or 11 plan to be there.
And I think that's more the story of just college basketball in general. You got new number one every time you turn on the television.
Kentucky lost last night.
Top-ranked teams. Number 6 Kentucky losing to Utah, unranked team, and you see this. So I think we're going to see more and more of that all the way down to the tournament time, whether it's the Big Ten tournament or the NCAA tournament, and it's just a toss-up of who's going to be standing at the end.
I don't know how much of that Kentucky game, if any, you caught. I did not see anything until late in the game. I got an advisory said, "Whoa, upset alert!"
Sure.
But I didn't realize that Utah had led that game by 17 points with 11 minutes to go. And then they started to play a little tentative. Kentucky came back, hit a couple of threes, and was actually going to the foul line with a chance to tie the game when the officials convened at the scorer's table and reversed the call and gave Utah the ball in the last minute. And John Calipari said, "This doesn't happen to Kentucky."
Yeah, I know. I bet he wasn't too quiet about that.
No.
I can only imagine.
No.
But as it speaks to the back and forth, and I think too many of these teams are relying on last-second shots and heroics to pull them out. And these guys aren't seasoned enough to knock those big shots down, and you end up getting the upset.
Right, exactly. And 1 week from tomorrow, Michigan State versus Wake Forest in the Pinstripe Bowl. I finally decided to go ahead and get my ticket.
Great. Jack's going to be there to represent.
We will be represented.
Okay.
You've done all the legwork thus far. You went to Rutgers. That was a tough trip.
Sure.
But you don't know how many times you're going to get a chance to do this. See a football game in Yankee Stadium.
You're right.
Might be the last bowl game of the Mark D'Antonio era. Right. We don't know that.
Will you wear your cap or a skull cap with an open-air press box?
I'll wear something.
Yeah.
I'll wear 4 or 5 layers in that press box.
Sure.
But yesterday, a big day for all college football programs, Lindsay.
Signing day.
Early signing period, and Mark D'Antonio held a press conference, 55 minutes. That is a long press conference for him.
Sure.
But took a lot of questions about the incoming freshmen, about the transfer portal, and about his team as it prepares for Wake Forest, which was 8-4, and can do some things with a very fast tempo offense. Reminds me a little of Indiana.
Sure. Well, you think about that, it's that time now to kind of focus on what next season is going to be like. I had people stop me today asking questions about what are you thinking, what you can expect, and then also asking the question, do you anticipate any coaching changes? You know, so those are the big questions looming going forward, and this is kind of starting that process all over again after this bowl game. Yeah,
Mark D'Antonio deflected all those questions and said that's for later. This is not about that right now. This is about talking about the players who are going to be Spartans and about the players who are playing their last game for Michigan State.
You can appreciate that at this point.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, he's gone this far. He might as well go the last week.
Right. And also having success in a bowl game impacts the narrative. Maybe not completely, but in some way. Because it's great to be able to talk about we didn't have the season we expected, but we made it to a bowl game and won, compared to we're going to see more of the same. So I think they're going to really wait until afterwards to see. So that'd be a great question for you once you get done with those guys after the bowl game.
Well, it's not going to be the same because there are a lot of players playing their last game for Michigan State. So you know the defense is going to look completely different.
Sure.
And the offense has some young players that have promise, but you're going to have a new quarterback. We know that.
Right. So it's things to look forward to. So we talked about that. So what's going to be happening on Press Pass when I sit down with those other guys in a few days?
Well, we're going to be talking football and basketball, and the Detroit Lions will be out in Denver that afternoon. But we have a big show today. We invite everybody to stop out and see us here at Harrison Roadhouse. On your way home from work, stop out and say hi. Lindsay's going to be here for an hour.
Yes.
And Stephen Brooks is going to be here, and we're going to have Chuck Long.
Okay.
Runner-up for the 85 Heisman. He's going to be with us by phone. And Noah Kim, Michigan State's quarterback in this class, also a black belt in karate.
Wow.
I think linebackers come in.
Don't mess with that dude. Wow. That's good information to have.
Yeah, we're going to have Tara Spencer, Darian Harris, some other surprises. So stop out and see us. We're here at Harrison Roadhouse. One of my favorite places. Don't forget the white bean chicken chili. You got to order that. We will be with you Sunday night on Press Pass. For Lindsay Huddleston, Jack Ebling saying, have a great week.